Dr. Michael Hudson, you were in Italy where you were treated like a rock star. Why were you there? What happened?
Well, the Italian journalist Paolo Barnard invited 4 of my colleagues and myself from the University of Missouri at Kansas City to explain the principles of modern monetary theory, which is what our university is known for. We're sort of the antithesis to the University of Chicago. And our job was to explain that the austerity is not necessary. There is no need at all for the government to balance budgets. In fact, governments are supposed to run a budget deficit. That's how they provide the private sector, the production and consumption economy, with the money and the credit that it needs and the income that it needs to grow. Basic Keynesian policy. We also pointed out that when a central bank creates credit and runs a deficit, it's not hyperinflationary. What is inflationary is the commercial banking systems flooding the economy with credit for the last 30 years to bid up real estate prices, stock and bond prices, and to provide the credit for corporate raids, takeovers, and what has basically been loading down the economy with debt and has led to debt deflation today. So along with me in Italy were Stephanie Kelton, Bill Black, who's talking about law, and another blogger, Marshall Auerback. So the 4 of us were basically there explaining for 3 solid days all about monetary theory. And it's amazing. There were over 2,100 people in the stadium. It was a sports stadium. And when we walked in on a Friday night 2 weeks ago, we couldn't believe it. We walked down the aisle and walked and walked and walked. And none of us had ever had such a gigantic audience. And they were all there early. They stayed to the end. They really wanted to hear modern monetary theory and how central banks were supposed to run deficits, not surpluses, in order to reflate the economy. If an American worker has to pay 40% of his income on housing, if he has to pay 15% for health care and Social Security, FICA wage withholding, if he has to pay another 15% in excise taxes and sales taxes and income taxes and other taxes, then obviously even before he spends about 1/3 of his salary on goods and services, his monthly nut is so high that he's priced out of the market. And that's why Americans can't compete in exports except for agriculture, which is heavily subsidized by the government, and of course the military-industrial complex exports that are done diplomatically through international negotiation. So free market is what is killing the American economy, and it's not free at all. It's free for predators, not free for labor, not free for industry, not the kind of free market that Adam Smith talked about.
Of the Keiser Report with me, Max Keiser, and Stacy Herbert. I want to thank my guest, Dr. Michael Hudson. If you'd like to send me an email, please do so at keiserreport@rttv.ru. Until next time, Max Keiser saying bye, y'all.